Hey guys, this is Thanatos and today we are doing the Cursed City of Sintranos walkthrough part 7. So, today we are beginning with stage D24 and Awaken stage. So, let's see what we need here. We could use some strong crowd control for this stage. Now, unfortunately we don't have many champions to pick from, so we will use what we have. Let's see the champions that we can use. Rathalos. Rathalos is a free-to-play champion that was given for us and he's an amazing champion. Status, if you have him. Mistrider Daithi is an epic champion that was introduced to us through some stages that we were facing in Sintranos, and we are using him now in Sintranos in Faction Wars. He is an amazing epic that everyone should look at. So what else we have here? We have Chromax Moonblood, we have Vizier of Elise of course, and we have Xavia. So let's pick our team and see the fight now. So wave number 1, we have Toragi the Frog, we have Enda, we have Harima, we have Logwain and Buranjiri. So if it's possible, crowd control Harima, crowd control Buranjiri, because those two champions will try to apply some crowd control in your team. And kill Harima first, then go for Buranjiri and then kill Toragi the Frog. So, wave number 2, we have Brask, Viltrax, Gelangrina, Petma and Wither the Crown. Again, if it's possible and you have some good crowd control, try to crowd control Wither, because she will remove the debuffs that you apply, she will try to apply heals, defensive buffs, she will make the fight take a lot longer than it should. And wave number 3, we have Aeox, Delia, Sulfurion, Basilic and Yarek. So, this is one of the hardest stages. This is one of the hardest waves on this stage. You have to face Sulfurion and Aeox first, because they are the revivers of the enemy team. If you manage to kill them first, you will not have any problems with the fight later. So that was stage D24, let's go on the next one now. So guys, we are finally on stage D25, the last stage for Dead Rise. So let's see what champions we can use now. We can use Arbiter, which is free to play. What else? You can use Bellanor, which is a very nice Void Legendary, but it's a Void Legendary, so not many people would have him. You can use Uros the Soul Cage, which is another free to play champion. Let's see. Vlad the Nightborn, another free to play. You can use Petma, which is an epic, and of course, as I always say guys, Umbral Enchantress is one of the best epics in the game when it comes to crowd control. She has AoE block buffs, AoE provoke, she applies an unkillable on her. She is an amazing champion. Now, if you have Ostrox, she is another champion that is very good for this stage too. And finally, if you have Skimforce, you can use him if you have him built, of course. So let's see the fight now. So for wave number 1, we have Demitha, Woad Painted, Mountain King, Jotun and Rearguard Sergeant. So what I suggest to do here is crowd control Demitha and Rearguard Sergeant, and that's of course if that's possible. If that's not possible, kill Demitha first, then go for Rearguard Sergeant, and the other 3 champions don't even matter. I really don't think that you will have any problems facing Mountain King on this stage because you have a reviver. So wave number 2, you have Sinesa, Versul the Cream, Akoth, Kittis and Golden Reaper. Again, if you have crowd control, just try to crowd control Sinesa because he will try to heal the enemy team, and let's face it, this wave is not really trouble at all. It's another wave that they have applied as a cannon fodder on this stage. And finally, we have wave number 3, we have Jingle Hunter, Deliana, Missilak, Cormac and Aela. So now again, if you have some crowd control, try to crowd control Ornn and Aela because they are a bit annoying. Kill Deliana first, then kill Ornn, Cormac, Aela and Jingle Hunter, and this wave will be done too. So that was it guys, that was stage D25, Dead Rise is finally done. Let's go on the next stage now. So guys, we are at stage P1, we finally entered Plagueholm. So let's see what do we need for this stage. We need definitely some block buffs if we are able to have them though, because on the second wave we have a Valkyrie, we have a Wither the Crown. You need crowd control definitely for this stage because Wither can totally try to delay the fight, so does Valkyrie too. So if you have crowd control and you don't have block buffs, this would work too. So you need crowd control, you need block buffs. Block debuffs for your team would be nice too, some good AoE DPS or at least a good single target nuker so that you can kill Wither and Valkyrie fast and then continue the fight. So let's see what champions we can use now. We can use Lady Kimi, King Galcobar, Ronda which is free to play, Ninja which is free to play of course, and he is a king when it comes to crowd control and DPS. What else we have here? We have Elva which is one of the best supports in this game. Missinaki of course for some wave clearance, for some debuffs. What else? We have Sigmund the High Shield. We have Helmut here, Archmage Helmut. Criodan for some perimeter manipulation and some crowd control with his freeze. You have Sethalia too, which is a very nice champion. Toragi for some protection, Cillian the Lucky, etc, etc. Nothing else too important here. Of course, if you have a good Jintoro, he is always good as a DPSer. So let's see the fight now. So guys, wave number 1, we have Sisia the Flame Tongue and Wither the Crown, also a Vassal the Seal. So what do we need here? We need crowd control on Wither the Crown or fast kill Wither the Crown because he will try to delay the fight and this will be annoying. So firstly kill Wither, then go for Sisia and then the wave is done. Just remember to keep some cooldowns up because on the next wave we have to face Valkyrie and she is very annoying. So wave number 2 we have Valkyrie, Kantra, Elderscrag, Baroth and War Maiden. As I told you already, if you have some crowd control, apply the crowd control on Valkyrie and the rest of the wave will not be a trouble at all. Of course Elderscrag can apply some AoE fears, things can get a little bit rough if he is lucky, but the main enemy that you have to face on this wave is Valkyrie. If you cannot apply some good crowd control on her, apply a block buffs AoE on the enemy team, apply the block debuffs on your team and you are ready to go. And finally wave number 3 we have Harvest Jack, Skartosis, Suzerain Canton, Dark Elhain and Hollow. Again, if you have some crowd control it will help you. Of course this wave is the weakest out of them all, out of the 3 waves that we faced already. So try to kill Harvest Jack first, then go for Suzerain Canton and the other 3 are not a trouble at all for you. And that was stage P1. Let's go on the next one now. So guys, we are at stage P2 now. What do we need for this stage? You need block debuffs for your team because the enemy has a lot of debuffs on those waves. So we need block debuffs, block buffs if it's possible of course, crowd control as always and some good AoE or at least a good single target nuker. So let's see what champions we can use. We can use Cupidus which is one of the best wave clearers in the game. We can use Bivald of the Thorns, Tatura, Archbishop, Pintroi. What else we have here? We have Yannica, we have Lysandra, we have Martyr of course which is a very nice defensive champion that can nuke as well. We have Riella as an epic, we have Deacon Armstrong as a very good 10-meter manipulator and applies an AoE decreased defense. We have even a rare Templar which can be used here, and if you want to have some fun with the stage, you could even bring Armiger here, a green champion. What else? Padrek, we have Firol of course, and Mystical Priest Ornn is a very good champion too when it comes to some poison damage for your team. So, let's see the fight now. So, for wave number 1 we have Theodore the Savant, Bistophus versus the Grim, Faceless and Crimson Slayer. So, in this stage, if you have block debuffs and you can't kill the enemies fast enough, apply the block debuffs on your team. Try to crowd control Theodore the Savant because he's an extreme debuffer and you don't want all those poisons in your team. Try to kill Theodore the Savant first, then go for versus the Grim, Bistophus, Faceless, and in the end kill the rare. Wave number 2 now. We have Strategos, Islin, we have Pixniel, we have Alexander the Sharpshooter, Exemplar and Magister. This wave is not really hard at all, but if you are having problems, remember to bring a block buffs on the enemy team because Strategos Islin will try to protect the enemy team. Kill Pixniel, kill Strategos Islin, then go for Alexander, and the other two don't even really matter. And we have wave number 3, we have Helior, Richard the Bold, Claude, we have Lady Annabelle and Cataphract. So on this wave, what's the trouble that we are facing? We are facing Helior and Claude, that they are very good support and defensive champions for the enemy team. So try to crowd control Helior and Claude, kill Richard the Bold first, then go for Helior and Claude, then kill Lady Annabelle, and the rare of course will die in the end. And that's of course if you don't have the damage to nuke them just like I do, right? So stage P2 was done, let's go on the next now guys. So we are at stage P3 now. What do we need here? We need some good solid crowd control because we are not able to have any champions that have block debuffs in our team. So try to crowd control them before they try to crowd control you. What champions can we use? We can use Gurtuk. We can use Minaya, of course. We can use Rathalos, Timid the Fool. What else? We have Elder Scrag here. We have Kantra, Skullcrusher, which is a very nice champion that people don't just choose to use outside of Clan Boss, of course. War Maiden is a very good champion and she's a rare, imagine. We have this beauty here. We have Gurda Bogbrew that you could use if you want. Jamarsa, of course. And Korugard Deathbell could be a very good defensive champion that you can use to protect your team on this stage. So let's see the fights now. So wave number 1, we have Verunkar, we have Razin, Skullord, Yarang and Skullsworn. So while this wave might not look difficult, it actually is. If you allow Razin to turn meter manipulate you, if you then allow Verunkar to AoE stun you, Skullord Vargal can AoE provoke you, many things can go wrong in this wave, so try to crowd control them first and this will bring you the victory. I suggest that you crowd control Razin and Verunkar because those are the two champions that are the highest level of threat for this wave, of course. So guys, wave number 2, we have Belower, Old Grukus, Ignatius, Gurda and Shamrock. So this stage is not really hard to kill. If you manage to kill Shamrock first, then go for Ignatius and then it's over, let's be real. So wave number 3, we have Folly, Queen Eva, Utan, Spider and Coldheart. So the real menace here is Folly. If you have low HP and you try to crowd control him with the stun, with what else, with the fear or anything, he will have 50% turn meter of his maxed and then he will AoE attack you. And if you are on the low HP side of the game, you will die and you will be block revived. So be careful of Folly. Now, after the buff, you have to be careful of Queen Eva 2 on this wave, because she can be a menace when it comes to pure DPS. So guys, that was stage P3. Let's go on the next one now. So guys, we are at stage P4. Now, what are we going to use for stage P4? We need block buffs, we need block debuffs, crowd control of course, if that's possible, and you need some good AoE DPS, or again, at least one single target DPS followed with support. So let's see what champions we can use. We can use Wukong, which is free to play and is an amazing champion that has great AoE DPS, great single target DPS, and very good crowd control along with block buffs that we really need for this stage. So we could use, if we have of course Leorius, what else? We can use Bellanor, we can use Dracomorph, which is a very nice champion. Teumisia is a very good champion when it comes to DPS and turn meter manipulation. You can use Ramantu too. Gnisak is a very good champion when it comes to wave clearing with his bombs. We have Fusan, which can apply some good crowd control and some good damage if you have him built well. Yannicka, what else? We have Basser too, which is an epic, and he can increase the cooldown of the target spell, so they won't be able to use any spells at all. You can use the typical Royal Guards, even Elhain can be used here, which is a rare. What else? Akemtum of course is a very good champion when it comes to AoE damage. So let's see the fight now. Wave number 1, we have Astralon, Archbishop Introy, Holstring, Phenax and Solaris. So what can we do here? If we have some good crowd control, we can always crowd control Astralon and Archbishop Introy, because they are the two most dangerous champions in this wave. Astralon is very dangerous because he may try to apply some AoE stun for your team, and Archbishop Introy is very dangerous because he can apply some good buffs on the enemy team, and this will delay the fight for you, and of course you don't want the fights to be delayed. Wave number 2, we have Lady of Ireth, Green Warden, we have Oella, Lockwayne and Tree Shield Knot. So here, what do we target first? If we have crowd control, we go for Lady of Ireth and Oella. Then kill Tree Shield Knot, then Green Warden of course, and you will not have any problems at all. Wave number 3 now, we have Razelvak, Sneak Track, Norog, Yaga and Lamibur. On this stage I suggest that you quickly kill the rabbit, then go for Sneak Track and Horog. If you have crowd control of course, don't allow Razelvak or Sneak Track to play, because they will start applying some debuffs, they will start applying some buffs, and the fight again will be delayed. That was it guys, stage P4, let's go on the next one. Stage P5, and we have the first boss for Plagueholm, and it's Sorath the Frost Spider. So what do we need here? We need burn of course, because if this spider dies and she is not burned, she will be revived at 50% of her HP and she will summon her spiderlings again. So if we happen to not have any burn champions for this boss, we can use a block reviver of course. If this spider dies from a block reviver, then she will not be able to be revived. So let's see the champions that we can use. Siphi of course, if you have her, she is a key in every fight of this game. You can use Wukong, and the burners now. We have Teumisia, we have Tila of course, Tila Goreman is a very nice burner, and we have one of the kings of burn, which is Supreme Galek of course. What else could we use here? You could use Leorius. If you are having problems, you could use Mighty Uko too. Gnisak is a very nice champion, along with Gwendolyn the Silent, which provides a lot of things for your team. What else? Oh, if you have Blood Court, he has his A3 that will ignore death, and enemies killed by this skill cannot be revived. So if you kill the spider with this spell, he will not be able to be revived. So let's see the fight now. So try to kill the spiderlings first, because if you kill the spiderlings, then you will be able to debuff the main spider a lot easier. So the spiderlings are down. Now we can burn the main spider. And after you have her burned, the only thing that you really have to do is just kill her. She's not anything dangerous, she doesn't have a real high numbers on DPS, so you will not have any problems at all, even if you don't have Sifi, just as I do in this fight. And of course, if you are having some troubles with the DPS that the enemy boss applies to you, always remember that you can apply decrease attack, and this will hurt his attack by a very heavy number. So guys, stage P5 is done. As you can see, this fight was nothing really hard, and I didn't even have good gear on 3 of the champions that I used. So let's go on the next one now. So guys, we are on stage P6, the final stage for the day. So what do we need here? Some strong crowd control as always, block buffs if you can, block debuffs of course if it's possible, and block damage if you have Helicat. She is an amazing champion. I suggest that you use her every time that she is available. So let's see the champions now. We could use Iron Brago, Helicat, which is an MVP for every round of this game, for every stage, for anything. So we have Corvus, of course, the Corruptor, which is a very nice champion, Martyr, Dregstar. What else we can use here? Even Felhound, which is a rare, can be used on this stage. So what else? Templar 2. If you want to have fun, you can use Armiger again, which is a green champion, of course. Paidma is here, Godseeker, Aniri, and Umbral Enchantress, which is a crazy champion when it comes to crowd controlling the enemy champion. So let's see the fight now. So guys, wave number 1, we have Brogni, Mountain King, Molly, Tankard, Cornelia, and Perforator. So if you have crowd control here, you are going to be needing it, because Mauli will try to apply an AoE provoke. If you leave Under Priest Brogni do whatever he wants, he will apply a good shield on the enemy team, and Mountain King of course has some good single target DPS. So if it's possible, get rid of Molly first, because she's the big trouble here because of the AoE provoke that she can apply, of course. Then go for Under Priest Brogni, because his shields can really delay the fight and you don't want the fights to be delayed, and then kill Mountain King. So wave number 2, what do we have here? We have Lady Kimi, Jintoro, Gamuran, Suren, and Marauder. Let's see. So if you want crowd control, Lady Kimi and Jintoro, and you will not have any problem with the rest of the champions on this wave. Let's be honest. This wave was added just as cannon fodder, just as Plarium does sometimes with the waves. So, wave number 3 we have Iron Brago, Tila, King Arong, Jag and Raider. So, number 1 danger here is Iron Brago and Tila. If you manage to crowd control them or defeat them fast, then go for King Arong, and the other two are not even worth mentioning. So that was it, guys. That was stage P6, and the guide for Cache City of Sintranos walkthrough part 7 is already done. Thank you for watching. Take care. Bye bye.